Well, I didn't make the deadline. It's raining today. It's been raining for a couple of days, and I still don't have a deck yet. So today's the day. We got to get perihelion off the dock. But you know what? It's okay, because mainly my main thing was doing the demo at the dock and being able to haul all of that lumber off the boat, all that rot off the boat. You know, nearly a physical ton of material has left the boat, and it's nice to get that off at the dock. That also means it'd be nice to get the new material on the boat while we're still at the dock. So I have to get off the dock in like the next 4 hours, and I have a lot of plywood to carry before then. Oh, the cart just got me right in the nuts. Yeah, so what you do is you call up the bank or whatever. And, no, I want it all on that side. Why you need a good dinghy. You can be a scallywag so long as you got a good dinghy. Of course, just because we're off the dock doesn't mean the work has stopped at all. In fact, it's actually getting into high gear now because there aren't any distractions at the dock. So I am just blitzing at this. I didn't really film a section earlier where Aladino and I dealt with the first chunk of the glassing in of the beam shelf, but we still got to add just as much glass in this stage as we did in the previous stage, and in fact probably a lot more, to get to that final 3/4 inch of fiberglass. I'm not sure exactly how much CSM I've used up at this point, but 4 rolls are gone, and I'm already on my 3rd 5-gallon pail of resin. Just finishing my glass work over here. Beam shelf is mostly glassed in now. I've still got, you know, the front sections to do in the bathroom and in the closet over here. But I heard the bilge pump go off and I was like, well, that's weird. It's super sunny. Why would there be any water coming in? Typical Simon problem, right? Anyway, and I look over the side and the water's it's mostly water, but there's definitely some diesel in it. And so I was like, I'll run over to the engine room or the electrical panel, sorry, and shut down the bilge pump and check the engine room. And sure enough, that is a lot browner than water. So I was like, where's all this diesel coming from? I haven't even fueled this boat up yet. And I remembered, oh yeah, the plastic tank had like 2/3 of a tank or half a tank or something like that. Anyway, she's definitely lower than half a tank now. And she's not plumbed into anything. So the only line that she had was an air vent. And the air vent was dangling in the bilge. But it's an air vent. So it's not being plumbed from the bottom. It's not like a fuel pickup, I hope. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it's a fuel pickup. Maybe everything on this boat is backwards. It wouldn't surprise me. But also it's an old plastic fuel tank. So it wouldn't surprise me if it just randomly failed. I'm trying to think of which one's more likely, and I really don't know. every tube line, fuel line, power line, anything that's been on this boat has been garbage and I've had to replace it. So it wouldn't be out of the ordinary if the fuel tank is also toast. That wouldn't be weird at all. However, it would also not be weird for an air vent to actually also be a fuel pickup and to have a pickup inside of it that goes all the way to the bottom of the tank. I would love to find out. However, this tank has no inspection hatch whatsoever. And it's plastic, so I can't really even add one. So, I don't know. I guess that's it. I pulled out the vent. I set it up high. And now I got to go deal with all this diesel in the bilge. And if I come back and the fuel's even lower than it currently is, then I'll know the tank is toast. And if it stops, well, then I'll know it's probably the vent. Or it's a third thing I'm not thinking of. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. All right, I'll figure this out. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Check out what just came in. Sponsor of this episode is Highboy, and they sent me their X300. So let's unbox it, let's try it out, and I want to show you guys why this kind of thing right here is absolutely ideal for boat people. All right, so now we got it unboxed. The Highboy X300. This is a mid-range scooter. It is trying to get a lot of the features from the more premium ones at a more affordable price. So this is half. Yes, I know. Are you upset? Okay, it just powered off. It's half the price of my high-range GoTrax G2 or whatever it's H2. I can't remember what it's called. GX2? GX2. But it's got basically half of the features, except on paper, it's claiming pretty much the same range, the same kind of power delivery, close to the same top speed, all for half the price. So if that's true, if it comes out to be almost as good as my GX2, then that would be amazing. So what does it have half of? Well, it has forward suspension, nice suspension up here, but no rear suspension. It's got a rear 500 watt 48 volt motor, but no forward motor. And it has a similar size battery at 650 watt hours. But one thing I really like is the battery is removable. This tray locks, and you have right here a 13.5 amp hour 48 volt battery in here. Lithium ion. The only thing I don't like is, wish that closed a little bit better. Aside from that, it also has a Bluetooth app to connect to and control your device, and it has turn signals, which is kind of rare for a mid-level scooter like this. It's claiming on paper to have very similar numbers as my GX2, so we're gonna take both of them out for a spin and see if it's true. All right, we got the Highboy X300 large wheel mid-size scooter, and we got the full-size scooter GoTrax GX2. This thing is $2,000, this thing is $1,000. Let's compare them, and to compare them, I've got my fellow big boy, Barry. We weigh about the same.
Oh, hi boy.
Oh, hi boy. And so it should be a pretty good comparison. We're also bigger than most people, so this will be a conservative review, basically.
200 pounds.
230, 240.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. Hey, Barry boy, get up on that X3. Tell me what's up.
I'm gonna go off a little lip and see how it feels. The back is rough, but the front's great.
Well, don't you love that kickoff, how smooth that is? Meanwhile, on the GX.
Yeah, the GX is terrifying.
So it's a good test on the suspension. This thing, as a reminder, only has front suspension, no rear suspension. And it's okay for most applications, but the big wheels really compensate for it, I feel like. Don't those wheels roll so much better than these ones though?
Yeah, this feels a lot less squirrely. 25K, and this is like a low grade hill. Do a kickflip. It actually feels a lot safer to pop a wheelie on this because of the big tire.
Oh, I feel very much in danger. These 8-inch tires on this thing are terrifying. Nice turn signal. Oh, I wish. I gotta do hand gestures. I certainly feel that this GX2 has much better suspension, but the smaller wheels, like when I do hit the bigger bumps, they're not performing anywhere near as well as the X300. Like that is that much nicer to deal with. Anyway, welcome to Degnan Bay. Right off the gate, it's very jumpy.
That one.
And then also, you know, she does have a solid 10 miles per hour more of a top speed than the X300.
This one's comfortably gradual.
Oh my God, this is not gradual at all. This is a nightmare to control on off-roading. I want to switch.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, great. Hello, hello. Scooter gang, scooter gang. Gang, gang.
I've driven the smaller model. I've driven the big boy before.
Yeah.
And I found this to be way closer to the big boy model than the cheap model.
And I think that's really my takeaway from riding these two is like, yes, that is more scooter for sure. The GoTrax GX2 is for sure more scooter. It's also twice the price, 50% heavier, 50% larger battery. Yeah. Like, of course it is. And the motors, you know, more than twice the motors. Of course it's gonna be chunky, but this one has some pretty smart design that makes it almost as good as that. The large wheels are doing a ton of work with this scooter. They really make a huge difference in its mobility. The torque curve they've got is fantastic. It comes off so smooth compared to the GoTrax. It is just a lovely thing to drive. And yeah, the suspension isn't quite as good, but the wheels make up for it. And the stability is just night and day. And even though the GoTrax is 50% heavier, they're both about the same size packed down. So we're gonna get back to the marina and show you what it's like to operate one of these things as a sailor, where you'd store it on board, and also how well you can load it on and off your boat. All right, this is the steepest hill Gabriella has. There goes Barry. Come on. Down to 10, 9, 8. Oh, it might be too much for her. Gotta give her a couple of kicks.
Not insignificantly faster, but... If you crouch, the whole thing wobbles.
Oh, it's got a speed limiter. Just stopped me at 37 kilometers an hour. Won't let me go faster than that. I see how it is.
Oh yeah, yeah, my other high boy did the same.
Yeah, so it's legal, whereas GX2 is... Anyway, on to the next feature. Okay, I'm just gonna say for the record, it is way easier to operate this camera and operate the scooter single-handed than it is on the GX2.
Oh, 100%.
This is so much nicer.
Like if I crouch on this thing, it's like, it just starts going all over the place. Like,
it's really dodgy. Yeah, these 12-inch wheels are just lovely. I feel like that should be standard issue for all medium to large scooters now. Like that is so much better. And it's not, you're not sacrificing anything.
I turned around and almost, just to check for traffic, and I almost went down, right?
Almost went down, yeah. And those are 8 inches or 9 inches or something. Like they're not that much smaller.
They're like 3 inches wide too.
But yeah, and it's just really dodgy compared to the big 12-inch wheels. Meanwhile, Barry's fighting for his life over here. Yeah. Single-handed over potholes, no big deal, cozy.
cozy. Oh, this is nice. Just imagine though, you're like sailing up to Vancouver. You could just go anywhere in Vancouver, right? Like you could get halfway through Richmond. I did literally on my old highboy. I sailed into False Creek, and it was a much smaller model. And I rode the SkyTrain with it.
Oh, okay.
And then the next 10 kilometers all the way through Richmond. Dump truck. Potholes, obviously potholes. And we're already back at Silva Bay. It took us like 2 seconds. Wow, these things are quick. All right, Barry, you ready to do some off-roading now? Always am. The off-road test. Let's see. Oh boy. Oh, nice. There we go, a little sporty. Kelly, you want to see sick donut? You ready for this? No. Sick. Scooters are cool, guys. So cool. Make scooters cool again. Scooters are never gonna be cool, but they are convenient. So both scooters have the quick auto unlock, but 2 stages, which is nice. And this one uses our little tie-on spot as our mounting point, and now we can lift that. Again, 53 pounds, I think, with this guy. And with the GX2, it's a full whopping 76 pounds. Oh, there we go. So yeah, no need for the gym. You can just work out lifting this. Oh my God. But both of these fit perfectly in a dinghy, very easy to transport. You could store them on deck if you have a smaller boat, but if you have a larger boat like I do, you can actually put this down below, which is amazing. So on big long passages, we don't have to worry about the salt water getting to these. You can store them down below nice and dry and safe. And they compact up a lot tighter than a folding bicycle and give you a similar type of range out of a similar battery pack for a similar price. So, you know what? Actually, these are a lot cheaper than most electric bicycles these days. Those are like $3,000. Please check out the link in the description. Thank you so much, Highboy, for sending this out. This isn't the last time you've seen these. We're gonna be using them a lot. I'm getting rid of my van shortly because I'm moving on to Perry and we're gonna be mobile. So this is a big part of that. Being able to sail to new places and have a set of wheels when we get there. Yep. I know which boat I'm going to as soon as you get somewhere. You're like, Simon, I need wheels.
Well, I didn't film this thing going up, but Aladino and I kind of jammed this setup up to push the hull out right here. And the bottom of the hull is perfectly straight. It's lined up with the structure of the original hull. But as you can imagine, over 14 inches, it has deviated a little bit. So just to knock it back into line, we made this jig so that we could do the glassing and then it would hold its position again. One of the absolute gems that's in perihelion is her Force 10 stove. It's a gimbal stove. I haven't had the chance to work with those. Unfortunately, where it's sat before is directly under some of the primary leaking in the entire boat. And so while it was leaking, I had issues. While the boat was in storage, I had issues of dripping down on this. And of course, I ended up ripping the entire roof off of this last winter. And yeah, it's not survived very well. So we have some reconditioning to do if we ever want to use this stove again. Dusty, how do you feel about this stove?
It's rusty, it's dirty, it's old.
Yeah,
But it's pretty.
are you looking forward to your first meal by cooking on this stove?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, what'll it be?
hot wings.
Hot wings? Okay, sounds good. Get the fryer going. Oopsie daisy. All right, while we wait for my coffee to brew, I just want to maybe address why I'm doing what I'm doing back here and what actually came out of the factory, because it's interesting. So I realized that as I'm like going through and doing all of this, I haven't actually told you guys that I am fixing a flaw that was from the factory. This is not something from bad maintenance from the previous owners or anything like that. This was a fuck up straight from the factory of Formosa Boat Co. So these Formosa 51s came out of a form. The form ends here. This down is like half an inch all the way down to 2 inches thick of pure fiberglass. There's no core, it's solid, but importantly, they're all the same with some caveats. Actually, over the years, they changed a few things about the molds. But basically, no matter what layout you got for the Formosa, you had the same hull, right? Now, this model, they wanted to raise the aft cabin deck up a little bit. And they wanted to give it essentially a poop deck. Now, most of the other Formosas would have had deck and then a cabin structure. And so they would have lost, 2 square feet here, all along the boat, all along the hull, sorry. And that would have made up walking space, and there'd been railing and all this other stuff, right? Instead, they wanted a poop deck. They wanted the whole thing raised up. But instead of glassing more hull to the original mold, they just laminated the plywood onto it. Which, for the first few years, is plenty strong, I suppose. However, the key problem that they did, I mean, that is really the key problem, but the secondary compounding problem they did is they added the rails, and the rails here had a piece of bronze hardware, and that piece of bronze hardware stuck in past the teak rail. And you'll notice also past the fiberglass. So they sealed the deck with fiberglass. They punched 2,000 plus holes in it thanks to all of this teak. And then they punched these big gaping holes right here for the railing supports. And then when you stood on the railing and you cracked the varnish a little bit, water could get in underneath the support and funnel straight down this hole and right into the plywood. And then the plywood, this is the best part of it all. Look at this. You see this cupping right here? The plywood was glassed over top of at the bottom, creating a cup that literally holds the water into the plywood. All as one thing. So basically, they had no choice but to fail. There really wasn't going to do anything else. It was always going to fail. Unlike my new stove, which works great. But yeah, that's why the plywood has to come out. That's why it has to be all glass. Now you know. That's that. All right, let's get back to work.
Maya's taken upon herself to eat da bomb.
Da bomb right
And
out the gate.
For us locals, we know.
How you doing?
Fine.
How you doing?
It's actually okay.
You need to know that, like, in answering that question, you changed 2 shades.
Good.
You
No,
went
it's
from
hot.
Hot in
white
here.
to red.
No, it's definitely
literally-
hot.
literally boiling things on a wood stove. So.
Yeah, I love it. I'm gonna open.
Actually sweaty.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do a Hot Ones night tonight, but instead of doing a live stream like I usually do, I'm just inviting all my friends over, and we're going to eat hot wings and get very, very sweaty berries right there. You could tell, because that's the sweat corner over there. These guys already had the last dab, or the bomb, right out the gate, so we're fucked. All
Brought
done.
this 'cause I wasn't sure.
No, totally. I got some umami in there. Now the fire's like lit. Yeah.
You're standing up suddenly, and it's all coming to your head. This is Simon's favorite child abuse sauce. It is dangerous, a potent combination
Don't
of
touch your eyes.
2 or 3 very strong hot sauces,
Went down
and
easy. But oh boy.
pure capsaicin powder.
Oh, it lasts a long time, yeah.
You ready, Maya?
Sweat.
You gonna do the child abuse sauce now? You ready?
Okay, well, but I want us like I want the perfectly sized chicken wing. I have to wait.
Okay. All right. We will wait.
I'm just gonna be exceptionally high maintenance about
Look
it.
how dirty I am from
That's-
milling wood today. This is Chitoba.
You didn't wash your face before you came here?
I'm washing it now that I'm sweating.
That's so gross. Please leave. Come on. Oh my god. Maya, now I know what you saw. Those eyebrows. They'll get you every time.
Wait till they're sweaty.
Oh, I don't have
And
to
on
wait
fire.
long.
Long
I'm not gonna wait long.
Mm,
Look at those things. Oh my god.
that's
That is so
juicy,
much.
man.
So that's the child abuse sauce. That is my final sauce, the homemade. Blow your top off. And Aladino is not impressed. Where are we at? What's going on here?
Don't touch your
Luckily,
eyes.
the camera's rolling now.
Oh yeah,
It kicks in later.
Okay, don't worry. I've got memory cards are empty, man. I'll be around for a minute. Don't worry about it. I've never been more cucked by a man who's half my size in my life, ever.
Not as hot as I thought, but quite alright.
Oh my god.
Tasty.
He's an animal.
I'm not immune. I feel at home.
Absolute
I've got
animal.
Italy in my taste buds. Yeah, it's some good
Yeah,
stuff.
I've been to Italy. I've never seen this.
Yeah, no, a lot of Italian food's not that spicy.
Oh
No,
yeah.
no, you're on-
oh
you're
no,
on
it
your
is
own
in the
journey.
south.
You're
It is in the
you're a
south.
sick little fuck on your own little journey.
All right,
Don't
all
worry
right.
about it.
They got
I
personal.
accept that.
I've been through it. Been through it.
Well, you heard it here first. We didn't stand a chance. Maya and Aladino mopped the floor with us. Link to Sailing Magic Carpet in the description. We'll see you guys next week.